Hello, friends, family, and fellow Harry Potter fanatics. It is me, Nathanael, for Thursdays on a Cure for your post-Potter depression, and here are my 5 Potter points. Before I begin, I want to start with a bit of a disclaimer. I am feeling a bit under the weather, so if my energy is a bit down today, that is the reason. So, off we go. Point number 1. Yet again, I am proven wrong. And I know you're like, we know, everything you say is wrong. I've been proven wrong countless times throughout this whole thing. But this one is a bit larger. Now, I said back in book 1, with the broom jinxing scene and whatnot with Quirrell and Snape, that I don't recall ever seeing wandless magic ever used again in the series. This is a big, fat, glaring mistake. Aunt Marge? There's no wands there. His wand is actually locked in a cupboard under the stairs. And yet he blows her wide like a huge balloon. Like a fun house, if you will. One of those huge bouncy castles. You could jump on her and go higher than you ever could on one of those things. Reminiscing, sorry. Point 2. Just how smart are owls? I mean, think about it. Hedwig flies off and goes and finds Hermione and pecks at her until she sends Harry a birthday present. First of all, how did Hedwig know where to find Hermione? Second, how did she know it was Harry's birthday? It's all so weird. And then Hedwig shows up at the Leaky Cauldron at Harry's exact room later on in the chapters. Is there any basis to this in, like, real life? I don't know. Are owls known to be a smart creature? A smart animal? Like, I mean, I know dolphins are supposed to be supremely intelligent or something, but I never heard anything like this about owls. Or is this simply something that J.K. Rowling fabricated to add to her little wizarding magical world? Point number 5. Just how stupid / blind / deaf are Muggles? Honestly, I feel very ashamed. Muggles cannot see, hear anything about the night bus simply because they're not paying attention. Big purple bus flying through the streets of London. Trees and mailboxes and barns are jumping out of its way, and people don't notice. This seems to be a recurring theme throughout the books. I know there are different places where things are happening that are gargantuan, and none of the Muggles realize it's like there's a building growing in between your 2 apartments, and you don't notice as everything's shaking and rattling. It's just, I want them to be smarter, but they're not. Point 4 brings me about to a bit of a more serious topic. Well, it's serious, but in its portrayal in the books, it's not all that serious. It's J.K. Rowling's take on politics. She sort of interweaves a little bit of political satire into these couple of chapters, specifically with Uncle Vernon. Specifically, I'm thinking of Uncle Vernon's comment as he's watching the television and Sirius Black pops up, "Hanging's the only way to deal with them. When will they ever learn?" And in this, J.K. Rowling sort of encaptures what I'm assuming are her negative feelings towards capital punishment. Because if she makes such a, dare I say, repugnant character in favor of it, I can only assume that that means she is very strongly opposed to it in real life. And, well, I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about British politics, because I don't. I'm not going to stand up here and be all politically savvy throughout the whole world now. But her portrayal of the Minister of Magic, Cornelius Fudge, as this bumbling, corrupt fool, makes me think that she doesn't necessarily approve of the government in England right now, or when this book was written. My 5th and final point is a follow-up to Amanda's challenge from way back when she challenged us to keep a list of all of the different characters that you hear about that may show up and become important later on. Now, both the names of Sirius Black and Aunt Marge should ring a bell somewhere in the back of your mind. They were both mentioned within the first, I think the first chapter of the very first book. Here are the quotes. Uncle Vernon says, "Marge is ill. Ate a funny whelk." Aunt Marge, there, in the postcard. That might be the second chapter. Yeah, that's the second chapter. The other one is from the first chapter, where we hear about Sirius Black from one giant named Hagrid. "Borrowed it, Professor Dumbledore, sir," said the giant, climbing carefully off the motorcycle as he spoke. "Young Sirius Black lent it to me. Yeah, I got him right here." Referring to Harry, of course. So these are two of many that are mentioned early and brought up again later. Well, that is all I have for today. I'm going to go back to bed. That's why. Hear that? Ugh, nasty. Anyway, I will see you all next week, and a little update on Tuesday's video. Having some technical difficulties. It will be up. If not, within the next couple of days, we'll put it up on Sunday. So, I'll see you all next week. Bye.